from being an active social media influencer with more than 25,000 followers to completely deleting all my social media accounts, taking a year break and calling it social media detox. This is what happened. When started, Instagram was this excellent platform for people to show their photography skills. We love those crazy filters, and the limitation of those square format was kind of a fun challenge. Like everything else, even Instagram started evolving. Now it was not only limited to a particular niche, but to everything else. Whether you love fashion, traveling, tiled floors, DIY ideas, Instagram has an hashtag and a community for you to indulge in. It's a great place to be. It brings people who share same interests together. It doesn't matter how many miles apart they are. It makes them feel known, heard, and accepted. However, all this good stuff on Instagram or social media in general do come with great deal of pointlessness, nastiness, and comparison. Social media is a platform which is currently place where business happens. The dose of dopamine after seeing likes and comments is addictive. When I started growing my social media presence, I started focusing only on ways to get more likes and followers. If you know me, then you know I love traveling. But the whole meaning of traveling and photography changed. I was more focused on perfecting the Instagram shot, worrying about captions and hashtags, constantly worrying about my social media image. I was visiting some of the most exotic locations of the world, but I wasn't able to grasp and live by the moment. All I was worried about was, is this Insta worthy? How was this spot captured by another Instagrammer? Of course, with all the efforts, I was getting projects. I was called for photo shoots. My photos were bought and featured in big brands, keeping the track of the analytics, ensuring that the post is published on a particular time, engaging, and just trying to keep the rating higher. All this and that, but then deep down, I was getting more and more exhausted. The entire process was making me exhausted. I was so focused on the likes and the comments that I started worrying. I felt low and even got depressed after seeing the reduced engagement. This and some other personal events happening in my life were too much for me to handle. I knew I wanted help. I knew I wanted to get rid of this cycle of comparison, loneliness, and this addiction. The first thing that I did before getting an actual help was completely deleting all my social media accounts. I decided I will take a complete year off from social media. Here's what I learned and understood about social media, and I want you to know it too. Instagram is stopping you from living your best life. Have you ever spent time photographing something solely for the purpose of Instagram? If you answered yes, you should know that you aren't alone. There are more than thousands of articles and videos on the web that tells people how they should use Instagram successfully. Some content creators are promoting what's called a performative behavior. They are also encouraging the use or overuse of social media to the exclusion of everything else in life. If you are running a business online, then following this advice makes sense. But if you are an individual who use Instagram to share and serve through photos, then executing all those techniques and using the app as a tool is truly unnecessary. Businesses have to be careful when using Instagram to ensure they represent their brand right. But for the rest of you, should never think that your worth is dependent on how you use your social media or how many followers you have on Instagram. Focus on living your life to yourself and not falling prey to the trap of planning activities so you can get attention online. Comparison is stealing your happiness. Those social media channels like Instagram were developed to facilitate people from around the world to connect with each other. The reverse of it is actually happening. Instead of feeling the connection with old friends and new people, Instagram is indeed leading to loneliness, anxiety, and disconnection, especially among young people. Loneliness happens. Additionally, Instagram also makes you fall victim of social comparison theory. The human tendency to always compare ourselves with others across variety of aspects like attractiveness, success, wealth, intelligence, etc. Instagram fuels this tendency of yours by enabling you to compare yourself with hundreds of others at the same point of time. Constant comparison steals your joy and makes you feel insecure about who you are and what you do. During such situations, you should know that Instagram isn't real and it isn't showing us the entire picture. In fact, you're comparing yourself to a perfectly filtered and heavily edited lives of other individuals, and by doing so, you are setting yourself up for a failure. Try asking people on the street to define addiction, and they would tell you something or all of the following: powerful cravings, obsession or obsessive behavior, secrecy and denial of doing something that's harmful. When we hear the word addiction, we often relate it to substance like alcohol or drugs and fail to notice the pattern of addiction behavior elsewhere. Surprisingly, experts state that using social media activates the same area of your brain as addictive drugs like cocaine. This means that it is inevitable that social media channels like Instagram can ultimately become an addiction, at least for some people. It did happen to me. As stated earlier, social media triggers the feelings of social anxiety and the need for social reassurance. Hence, once it becomes an addiction, it poses a threat to both your physical and psychological well-being by interfering with your performance at work or school. So putting it all together, well, you don't have to delete your Instagram account or take a social media detox like I did, but minimize its use. Be mindful of your ways of scrolling up or double tapping. Make your life all about spending time and doing things with people you love, rather than taking photos for people you have never met or probably will never even meet. Remember that your physical and mental health is more important than the follower counts. Switch off and take time to live your best life. If your social media friends can't understand that, then they are not your real friends. So this is my message to you. Remember, Instagram or social media was designed to be fun. It was meant to bring people together. So use it the way it was meant to be. Use this platform to share your creativity, learn new skills, indulge in positive and happy conversation, send important messages from one corner of the world to another one. Remember to focus on your well-being and mental health rather than focusing on the number of likes or followers. I hope you like this video. This is me, Bhupender, and I will see you on my next one. Ciao.